I also saw The Butler. I'll try to be brief. Not brief like Justin. I'll be like actually brief. Forrest Whitaker stars as Cecil Gaines. He's a former houseboy in the South who, and that was his title, don't be giving me letters, who makes his way to D.C. to become the butler for the White House through 8 sitting presidents. And he's married to Oprah. The film recounts his years throughout the various administrations as civil rights issues wage in the background. And while Cecil is playing kind and respectful, his oldest son Louis is fighting for the African American condition. I mean, it's through the same time frame. He's going against the KKK. He's joining the Black Panthers, etc. There's a lot of, Dad, you're way too passive. I'm going to go off and I'm going to fight the white man and get our rights. That's basically what the clash is. The film tells history very similar to Forrest Gump, which is it's a man's journey through time as a way to showcase the history that actually occurs during that time. Not so much about the man. It's more about the politics, I would say. The difference is this is busted Oscar bait. I love everyone in this movie. Forrest Whitaker's a great actor. Oprah Winfrey, for as much as they give her shit, she's actually a very good actress. Lenny Kravitz is in it, does a great job. Cuba Gooding Jr., there's a lot of cameos by a lot of rich white people, like Robin Williams, John Cusack, Jane Fonda. Even Mariah Carey's in it, which didn't even know it was Mariah Carey until the very end. She doesn't speak, don't worry. The only one that really impressed me was David Oyelowo. I don't know how to say his name. I have no idea. I looked it up, and I even looked try to find it, and I couldn't find it. But he plays his son Louis, and he's like the son who wants his father to fight back. That's really what his role is, and he was the most interesting character in the entire movie. I loved his play. I would have rather just seen a movie about him than the actual butler. But it's a good movie, but it tries way too hard. Every scene screams, "I'm acting." Watch at me. Look at me. I'm acting. The music swells. Yeah, look at me. I'm audio. The music swells for everything, and it drags on way too long. It's easily 30 minutes too long. I mean, I think the movie's longer than the actual civil rights movement. That's how long it felt. So, but my biggest issue with the movie is precious director Lee Daniels presenting this as a true story. Because I love biopics, and historical ones especially, but outside of Cecil actually being a butler at the White House, most of this movie is not true. He never had a son that was going against everything. His father was never killed in the vicious way the movie shows, which is a real big proponent for how you feel about things going forward. So I don't like that kind of stuff because it's just false playing on your heartstrings. I'd rather actually, if you're going to tell me something that's a biopic, I want to see the real story. I don't want to hear you wanting to get your personal stuff in there. It's a lot of that. So, and he never even had a son. That was really, he had one son, but not this son. He has 2 sons in the movie, and the one son he goes against doesn't exist in real life. So when you sell me a true story, and you tell me how much of it is actually fictionalized, I just don't want to see it. Just not interested.
It seems like a weird time of year to put an Oscar bait movie too.
Well, I think they probably would have released it more closer to winter, but I think once they realized that it's not as strong a contender as they hoped it would be, they pulled it. They moved it back to August, where movies like The Help and stuff have been successful. So that's why they moved it.
Like, but even they realized that.
Well, I mean, that's what big companies do. They know when to release a movie, and it'll sell. It's an interesting movie. It's interesting to watch, but it's just that it's not solid enough to be an Oscar contender, but it's not light enough to not be a good movie. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
So if $10 is the full price, I'd give it $6.